Hello everyone, welcome back to As Told by Batney. I am Batney. In today's video, as you know, since you clicked on it, it's going to be 10 things you can do that will damage your locks. A little update. As you guys can see, can you tell anything different about me? Anything besides the angle of this camera? I'm still trying to experiment with where I look at, because like you can look at, you know, the little hole for the camera, or you can look at like the screen, and I'm sure you can tell when I switch between the two. So bear with me. Also still trying to figure out positioning of my camera, lighting, all that. I think I'm getting a little better compared to my first two videos for sure. But besides that, anything else different? If you guessed, did I dye my hair? Yes, I did dye my hair. The last color I dyed my hair was like a dark purple. I don't know why I did this, but it was dark purple. I wanted to keep that color, and I had intentions to keep that color for a minute, but ultimately I really wanted my hair to be like a dark color. And basically the dark purple that I dyed it just was fading into like a burgundy, and my hair has been red, or like one of the colors of red, for a minute, and so I was like, no, let's just go back to black. And so I didn't record a video because I have so many dyeing videos that I was just like, whatever. But yeah, I used, I think like 2 boxes of jet black, and then like 2 boxes, I used 4 boxes total, Ion from Sally's, so clear all from Sally's. I used 4 boxes total. I think 2 of them were jet black, and then the other 2 were a natural dark brown. I didn't want my hair to come out like drastic black. If you've ever dyed your hair jet black, then you know it can come out really drastic. But I'm really satisfied with the color. I'm still doing the no retwist thingy, and so after I dyed my hair, I did not retwist my hair, and so you can see that my hair is not retwisted, but it's been going good. As you can see, my hair is not that much out of control in the front. I'm really grateful for that, because I kind of was like hesitant on, you know, not retwisting my hair, because I didn't want me to look like crazy. But I've just been laying a scarf on my hair and really just brushing my front. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word, but brushing my front. But I think the scarf has really just been helping me, for the most part, maintain my hair. My skin looks really clear on this camera. I have no foundation on. Just my eyebrows did. But anyways, I'm always rambling. I'm so sorry. You guys love me nevertheless. Today's video, like I said before, is going to be 10 things you can do that will damage your locks. I think it's important to do these videos and to help educate people, because like there's a lot of things we can do that can damage our locks, especially if you're coming from like, well, I guess everyone's coming from loose hair or natural hair to having locks. But a lot of the stuff you do with like natural hair, you necessarily, I mean, I guess they could apply for both of them, but you just have to be really careful when it comes to locks. So I have the stuff, I'm gonna smack myself in the head with this. I have the stuff written down on my iPad if it wants to cooperate. I don't know why it always keeps turning. But yeah, I did dye my hair black. That's really the only thing that's new with me. So the first thing, oops, if this thing will update. The first thing I came up with, one thing that you can do to damage your locks over retwisting. I know I talk about this a lot in other videos, but I think we just need to stress this enough, because I just see it too much. If you are over retwisting your locks will get thin, and they will break off. They will break off. Find a healthy time period to wait in between retwists. Like for me this year, I'm probably not going to retwist my hair, but only 4 times. And that's just because I want to thicken my roots up. They're not really like that thin or anything, but I do want to thicken my roots and my edges up. So I said, let me not retwist, just 4 times. That's just for me personally. I think you should just find a sweet spot for your number as far as how long you should wait in between retwists. On average, like I said in other videos, I've waited like a month and a half to 2 months between retwists. I guess it just depends on like what's going on, like do I have a special occasion to go to, blah blah blah. And even then, it's kind of hard because like, dang, I just retwisted my hair, but I have a special occasion. You're just gonna have to pick and choose. But I don't, like I've said this before in all of my videos. If you haven't watched any of what am I saying? Any other of my lock videos, go ahead and pause right here and go watch them. But like I've said in other videos, you don't want to sacrifice your locks for just one night or something that's temporary. You know, I don't sacrifice my locks for a special occasion, or do I sacrifice like the aesthetics of my locks for the health of them? You know what I'm saying? So don't over retwist. That will cause your locks to thin. Excuse me. It will cause your locks to thin, especially around the crown area, because I feel like everyone just always, well, including myself, manipulates their crown more, especially in the front. So you just want to be careful about your locks in the front and just be very soft with them. I was gonna think of a word, but I couldn't think of the word. So just be very gentle. There we go. Gentle with your locks in the front. The second one, bleaching and dyeing. And I know you guys are like, what? Like, you dyed your hair like 4 times within the past 2 years. I'm not counting, but I have dyed my hair a lot within these past 2-3 years. I will say bleaching and dyeing your locks can damage your locks, but, and use this but, like, take this with a grain of salt. If your locks are like in a healthy stage and you strongly believe that your locks can withstand, whatever the word is, withstand, your locks can withstand the bleaching and dyeing, then I say go for it. Take this with a grain of salt. I will say I've only bleached my locks once. I've dyed my hair a lot, but I've only bleached my locks, well, within the past 2-3 years. In my whole lock journey, I bleached my locks twice, my whole head twice. Both times were to go like to similar colors, but the last time I bleached my hair, I went like this ginger, like bright ginger color. It was really pretty, but I did bleach my hair to get that color and achieve it. And the only reason I felt confident in bleaching my hair and, you know, not knowing I was going to lose any locks was because my hair was in a healthy state. Even then, I would probably not suggest you to bleach your locks because it did dry my hair out. And that's partially the reason why I like darker colors, because for me personally, it's easy for my hair to hold moisture when my hair is a darker color. Like that orange ginger color that it was like nice and all, but I found myself just having to moisturize my hair so much, and my hair really didn't keep moisture that well. So it was a nice color. I had fun, but I was really ready to get over it and just have a new color, because I mean, just keeping up with that, the maintenance of having that color, it just was hard. And so yeah, if you feel like your locks are healthy enough to withstand bleaching or dyeing, then I say go for it. Definitely don't do it like every month. Don't do it even every 2 months. Don't even do it every 3 months. Definitely leave some time in between dyeing. And like I said, if you're gonna bleach, I strongly suggest not to. But if you are, maybe like once every year, but my heart was like, ooh. I'm gonna say like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just save yourself. If I had to go back and choose to bleach my locks or not to bleach my locks, I would choose not to bleach my locks. So I don't really have an answer as far as bleaching, but I mean, that's just my experience. I would choose not to bleach my locks. I love the color, but it's not worth the hassle of trying to keep your hair to keep moisture and keeping up with the color and maintenance, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, bleaching and dyeing. Yeah, the only reason I've dyed and bleached my locks, or really more so dyed my locks so much between these past 2-3 years, is because I knew my hair was healthy enough to withstand it. Chemicals are never good for your hair, so definitely try to lay away from chemicals. But if you're just dying to dye your hair a color, then I say go for it, as long as your hair is healthy enough to withstand the chemicals. If your hair feels dry, then don't do it, because your locks will break. They can break off. And so yeah, the last time I dyed my hair this black, I don't think it really affected my locks that much. If anything, it really just, like I said, darker colors allow me personally to have my hair hold more moisture than lighter colors. Even reds, like, I don't know. The third thing tight styles. I've said this a lot in other videos. You just don't want to have tight styles. Like for a special occasion, yeah, that's fine. Maybe once in every blue moon, but do not get a style every time you retwist your hair. I know like it helps your retwist last longer, but it's just not good for hair because it's just pulling at your scalp, and pulling at your scalp will cause thinning of your locks, and then eventually your locks will break off. And so yeah, just stay away from tight styles. And I know it's hard to, you know, like I talk to everybody, like, and everyone always asking me like, how do I make my retwist last longer? How often do your retwists last? If I don't, well, most of the time I just do retwists. If I don't do like just a retwist and leave my hair like hanging like this, then I'll do braids or pipe cleaner curls. But on average, my retwist probably lasts like a week to a week and a half. And when I say last, I mean like it looks like really fresh, like you can tell I just retwisted my hair. And then after that, it'll just get to like just like a little frizzy, like not to the point where I'm like, oh, I gotta retwist it again, but it'll just get like a little frizzy. But I mean, it's just the way it is. It's just the way locks are. If you're like a stickler for having neat locks, I say throw that idea out the window, because I mean, your hair is gonna do what your hair wants to do, so you might as well just accept it. But if you are a stickler for neat hair, I say if anything, just tie a scarf around your edges, and that'll help your hair lay down and maybe bring some peace to you. But yeah, get rid of the tight styles. Like if your hair feels like it hurts, then your style is pulling at your scalp and it's too tight. It's not worth it. Don't sacrifice the health of your locks for a style and the aesthetic of your locks, because no. The next thing, number 4, tight scarves. I know us women, and I'm sure some men, love to wear scarves. We do, especially the women we love, and me myself, I love wearing scarves. But I guess I'm just at the point in my lock journey where my head is just super sensitive to everything. And I do mean everything. Like even putting my hair into a ponytail, I'll have to take it down like midway through the day because my hair is just screaming like, let us down, let us down. But it's okay to wear scarves, just don't tie them too tight. And if you do have to tie it tight, because I know some of the way you tie scarves, I mean, it just ends up being tight. I mean, just wear it like halfway through the day. But I mean, if your hair, like I said before, if your hair is like screaming like it's tight, if your head hurts because of the scarf, then it's way too tight and you should just take it out. I really don't even wear scarves anymore for that fact that they're always tight. I will here and there, and I mean, I do mean here and there, like every blue moon. If my hair, I don't know, like if my front is just looking crusty or my hair is just dull and I need to retwist and wash, then I'll just throw a scarf on the front and just, I don't know, do something with my locks. But tight scarves can definitely agitate your edges, and your edges already get the most manipulation probably out of your whole head because it's in the front, and so it just causes your locks to thin, the hairs to, you know, come out from the lock, which causes your locks to thin, and then your locks will eventually break off. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Well, let's see what fact this is. Oh, okay. This kind of goes into my next number 5 tip: pulling at your hair, and pulling at your hair too much or just playing with it too much. My hands always used to be in my hair. Like I remember specifically on the top, I used to have a lot of like loose hair, so I always just was curling it around my finger and just playing with it, and I noticed my hair started to thin just a little, and so I stopped. Like I had to stop. Like I'm not gonna lose lots, but if you play with your hair too much, it is going to thin and you're just manipulating it way too much. For me, I developed this thing where I'm stressed, I'll pull at my edges here and here, and I'll pull them out. And I even find myself just now just sitting stressing, and I won't even know that I'm doing it. I'll just be pulling at my edges all legit. Like, I mean, it's not intentional that I'm pulling my hair out, but I am pulling my hair out. And so if you're anything like me and you have like anxiety and you pull your hair because of your anxiety and stress, then the things that I do is, if I'm home, then I always keep a bonnet on my hair. So if I do like find my hands going up to pull at my hair, I have a bonnet on, so I'm like, oh, I can't pull at it. I was good. And sometimes keep your hair in styles, like braids. That kind of helps. Like if you just get a fresh retwist, you're not gonna pull your hair out because you're like, dang, I don't want to mess up my retwist. But that definitely helps too. I've gotten a little better, and maybe just even being conscious of it, that's definitely helped me, you know, just being aware of the fact that I'm pulling my hair out because of stress and anxiety. I'm able to just not do it, or just if I find myself do it, just stop myself. Often, well, recently I've been going through some stuff, so even if I'm like, stop pulling your hair, Brittany, I'll still do it. But one thing that can help is crocheting the loose hairs back into the lock. Like I did this, I didn't like interlock my hair or anything because I don't want to damage my locks at the roots, but I did crochet my loose hairs on this side back into the lock at the top. And maybe I'll do a video on that, combining the loose hairs back into your locks. But that helps a lot because there's not really any loose hair for me to pull at now, if you can see, because it's all in the lock. So that definitely helps. Number six, getting too many different people to do your hair. I know I talked about this before, and you guys know that I've never had my hair done by anybody else, and this is for reasons. I don't think it's necessarily smart to keep going to different people to do your hair, because different people have different methods of doing your hair, and you don't want to introduce your hair to too many methods because your hair has nothing to adapt to, or your hair can't form like a routine from the routine you're showing it, because it's so many different things. And a lot of different people use a lot of different products, and again, a lot of different methods. So one person could not use really any gels or beeswax, and the next person could use a ton of stuff just for the sake of keeping your retwist in. And so that's why if you're going to go to somebody, just stick to them, or just don't go to anybody yourself and teach yourself how to do your hair and save some money. Number 7, kind of already talked about this, about going to people in products. Don't use too many products. Find something that works for your hair and stick with it. And that's for, I feel like, hair in general. Your hair does adapt to your routine, but I mean, you still have quite a few time in between your hair not really like responding to the products anymore, and you know, you introducing those new products to your hair. So you will have to, you know, kind of tweak and add stuff and take stuff away as you progress in your journey, your hair journey. But nevertheless, you want to find something that works for your hair and stick to it. Routine is everything, especially for hair. I've been using the same products, shea butter, oil, water, almost 5 years that I've had my locks, and it's been working. Number 8, separating your hair when it's dry. You never want to separate your hair when it's dry, and that kind of goes into manipulating your hair when it's dry. Like, of course you can style your hair, you don't gotta wet it down every time. Every day you want to style your hair into something, but you don't want to separate your locks when they're dry, because that will cause your locks to break. Regardless, separating your locks really like breaks the hair anyways, but if you separate it when it's dry, there's like no lubricant, no slip to it, and so it just damages your hair even more than separating it, when it's wet. So always separate your hair. What am I saying? Always separate your hair when it's wet, not dry. That goes into retwisting it too. If you like comb to retwist, you know, like take the, you know what I'm saying? Do that on a wet head. Do it on a wet head. 9, don't be cheap, invest in your hair. I've spent some money on my locks. Like I say, having locks, especially when you get like to a length, you're gonna be using a whole bunch of products. So like, I used to get like a bottle of like shampoo this big, and I would have to use that every wash. So every wash I would have to get a new bottle of shampoo. Like, I would legit use the whole bottle. It can get to be pricey, but don't be cheap. You don't want to use cheap products on your hair, because then your hair will reflect those cheap products and your hair won't look the best. So invest in yourself, invest in your hair, invest in the health of your hair. More importantly, you won't regret it in the end. I promise you, you will not. I think the last expensive thing I bought for my hair was this oil that was $19. And that's not that pricey, but for someone who has locks and you have to use a lot of product, that is kind of pricey. But I will say you can find good products that are on the cheaper side than expensive. But I guess it's just all about finding products that work for you. Again, don't be a product junkie. And number 10, sleeping without something on your hair. I know I talked about this before, but you don't want to sleep on just your cotton sheets because cotton draws all the moisture out of your hair. And if you have dry hair, then that leads to breakage, which leads to thinning, which leads to your locks falling out. So you always want to make sure you're sleeping with something, especially at night, or just even in the bed, but especially at night since you're moving around so much and you're not even really conscious of how you're moving. All that friction can cause breakage in your head, in your scalp, and like I said, breakage leads to thinning, and thinning leads to your locks falling out. All of that is just damage, so you always want to make sure you're sleeping with either satin or silk on your head. I sleep with silk on my hair, a bonnet, of course. You could even get sheets if you're not good about wrapping or putting a scarf on your hair at night. You can even get like a silk pillowcase or a satin pillowcase, or even sheets. I have like looked into that, but I don't know why I haven't ordered anything, because I just have this bonnet, so it's been working. I will say though, be careful about the bonnets with like a thick elastic band, because I got like this huge bonnet, because I mean, once you get like longer locks, a small bonnet really isn't the best for your locks because it's just always gonna slip off. But I got this big bonnet and it had a big elastic band on it, and it just was way too tight, and it just was always rubbing my edges and just pulling at them, and I would just wake up and my edges would just be sore and irritated, and I'd be like, what the heck? And I just stopped using that bonnet. And I have noticed a difference in my edges. That kind of hurt. a difference in my edges. But those are, I mean, there's a whole bunch more tips, and if I do come up with them, I'll share them with you guys on Instagram. But those are the 10 top tips to damaging your locks that you do not want to do for your beautiful babies. I thank you guys for watching this video. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can keep up to date on more videos, and make sure to follow me on Instagram so you can keep up with my life more in depth. I'm trying to stick to this YouTube video once a week. So hopefully once I get the hang of all of this, and I kind of have, I can bump it up to 2 so we can chit chat some more, y'all. But yeah, make sure to subscribe and like this video, and make sure to follow me on Instagram. I appreciate all of you guys. I always try to say that at the end of every video. I appreciate you guys watching my videos, commenting, sharing them, subscribing. Definitely appreciate it. And I look forward to growing with you guys. Peace from the Middle East.